Imagine a dark night in Gotham. Rain is pouring, shadows are dancing, and a lone figure is perched on a gargoyle surveying the city. He swoops down, his gadgets flashing, and criminals are frozen in fear. Sounds awesome, right? But here's the real question. Could Batman actually exist in our world using today's technology? Today, we're diving deep into the Dark Knight's gear, his strategies, and his sheer legendary status. All through the lens of physics, engineering, and maybe a little bit of comic book humor. Batman isn't just a vigilante. He's a tech genius, a master detective, and a world-class martial artist. But could any single human truly replicate what Bruce Wayne does night after night? We're going to explore everything. The Batsuit, from its armor to its mobility, the grappling hook and his gliding cape, to see if the physics even checks out. The legendary Batmobile, and whether it could be engineered in real life, his detective skills, and what peak human crime-solving really looks like. And finally, all those wonderful toys, his gadgets and drones, and how they stack up against what's real today. Let's start with the suit. It's iconic. Black, intimidating, bulletproof, flame-resistant, and somehow stylish enough to not look out of place at a Gotham gala. When we look at armor science, modern body armor absolutely exists. We have Kevlar vests, titanium plates, and advanced polymers that can stop bullets. But Bruce's suit needs to protect his entire body while remaining flexible enough for acrobatics. That's where we hit our first major snag, the weight problem. A full suit of armor that could offer that kind of protection would easily weigh 50 to 70 kilograms, or about 110 to 150 pounds. Now, try to add mobility to that. Imagine jumping, running, and doing flips with that much extra weight. Your knees would absolutely hate you. A realistic solution might lie in exoskeletons and lightweight nanomaterials. DARPA is already working on powered suits that enhance strength and endurance, but they're still incredibly bulky and ridiculously expensive. They're not exactly designed for stealthy rooftop parkour. Just picture it. Batman trying to gracefully leap across rooftops. He'd need to train like an Olympic gymnast who is also a world-class weightlifter. And he could probably never ever eat pizza again. The discipline alone is staggering to think about. Next up, Batman's signature mode of travel, swinging between skyscrapers like a gothic Spider-Man. Could that actually work? Let's do a quick physics check. First, the grappling hook. A small, handheld motor would seriously struggle to pull the full weight of an adult male, plus his heavy suit, up 20 stories at high speed. Real grappling hooks are used by climbers, but they are slow and methodical. They definitely don't let you swing through the air like Tarzan in a concrete jungle. Then there's the gliding. Wingsuits are a real thing, and base jumpers use them to fly for impressive distances. Batman's cape could theoretically function like a specialized wingsuit, allowing him to glide. But the level of precision required would be insane. He would need thousands of hours of training to avoid miscalculating a landing and breaking every bone in his body. Imagine a real-life Batman missing a building ledge by just a few inches. The result is less heroic, more of an immediate visit to the ER. And of course, we have to talk about the car. The Batmobile is a legendary fusion of a tank and a high-performance sports car. Could something like that exist? Let's look at the engine and speed. We already have sports cars that can hit 300 kilometers per hour, or about 186 miles per hour. But once you start adding heavy armor plating, physics becomes your enemy. That extra weight drastically reduces your speed and acceleration. What about its stealth capabilities? Rubber tires and silent electric engines could make a car quieter, sure. Modern stealth vehicles are in the research phase, but achieving the Batmobile's level of maneuverability, durability, and silence is still confined to prototypes. And then there are the weapons. In the real world, mounting machine guns or missiles on your personal car is, highly illegal. Even if it were legal, the recoil from firing those weapons would likely flip a car that isn't as heavy as a main battle tank. Just picture Batman racing through Gotham traffic. with everyone pulling out their phones to film TikToks of him obliterating speed bumps. But Batman isn't just about his gadgets. He's a brilliant detective. His powers of observation are legendary. Humans can be trained to detect micro-expressions. Forensic experts can trace microscopic chemical residues, and investigators can reconstruct crime scenes. Modern detectives, using physics, chemistry, and psychology, can achieve incredible results. The main limitation is time. You can't just deduce everything in an instant. Real-life crimes are messy, evidence is often incomplete, and criminals are frustratingly unpredictable. So imagine Batman scanning a crime scene. He'd probably notice details that real cops might miss, but he might also overthink things. The comics exaggerate the speed of his deductions, but the concept of a peak human intellect, applied to criminology, is still incredibly impressive. Finally, let's look at his arsenal of wonderful toys, from batarangs to EMP devices. Could you really use a batarang effectively? Throwing a boomerang-shaped object with pinpoint accuracy while gliding through the air is technically possible, but it would require a level of skill that few, if any, humans possess. It demands elite, almost superhuman, training. What about his more high-tech gadgets? EMP generators exist, but their range and power are often limited in a portable form. Hacking into city-wide systems, or deploying a fleet of drones? This is actually one of the more plausible aspects. A combination of advanced cybersecurity skills and commercially available drones could create a real-world Bat-style surveillance and support system. Imagine a Bat drone delivering a grappling hook to a precise location. Super cool, but if it malfunctions, Batman could end up dangling from a lamppost, which is slightly less intimidating. So, after all this, what's the verdict? Could a real Batman exist? Well, it's a mixed bag. The peak human strength, the mastery of martial arts, and the genius-level detective skills. These are all plausible, at least in theory. The drones, the lightweight armor concepts, and the advanced gadgets. Also plausible, but with some serious limitations. However, the idea of flying like a bat, surviving multiple gunshots without any real injury, or jumping between 10-story buildings. Sorry, but that's a hard no. Even the most well-trained human has limits. Bones break, muscles get tired, and our reaction times are not superhuman. In the end, what Batman truly represents is an inspiration for innovation and imagination. A real-world Dark Knight could potentially exist, but he would need a genius-level intellect, the physical conditioning of a decathlete, access to military-grade experimental equipment, and a whole army of lawyers to deal with the fallout. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments. Which fictional hero should we try to make real next? And remember, you don't need a cape or a cowl to be a hero. Sometimes all you need is science and creativity. Thanks for watching.